Good boy. Good pup. You want to be on camera? You want to be on camera for all the lovers out there on YouTube? Sorry guys, I haven't been live for a long time. I don't even know how to do it anymore. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? You're a good boy. You are. That's the largest apparently, that's the largest mural in the world, or at least in the States. I've made a few videos of it. It's super long. It's like a mile long. It's Googleable. It's called the Great, I think it's called the Great Mural or the Great Wall of Los Angeles. When I was a kid, my sister said she painted it, and I believed it until I was probably 20 years old. One of those false thoughts that you just sort of always believe. Oh, that guy. Come on. Trying to give kisses to the cam. You gonna escape on me now? You trying to escape? So that's the LA River. That's the river we have in Los Angeles. It's a aqueduct or whatever, a wash. You're a good boy, huh? You want tacos, I know. Now this is nothing like most of your yards. I see Deanna, I see Dagmar, I see Lotus, Laura, Highway Star. Yeah, I dream of taking dog walks like Dagmar. Dagmar, as I learned the other day. Dagmar. Um, this is my nature in LA. Don't worry about it in the hills. I used to do live streams all the time. I never ran panels. I had one panel once. Maybe once. I don't know how to do drama. I don't know how to do that part of YouTube. Am I urinating? What? Does it sound like urination? Does it sound like water or something? I'm not urinating. I don't have a problem urinating. That sounded weird. I mean, I wouldn't do it on camera, but I've definitely taken my dog out. That's funny. I've definitely taken Harley out for a walk and realized halfway through my walk, oh wow, I need to go too. I was telling my brother-in-law the other day that I've actually hid in the bushes just to inspire Harley to go too. That was a weird topic. I was sidetracked. I don't know. I'm just babbling. There's some weirdos walking behind me just now. Yeah, it's a really nice day if you got some shade. It's a little hot. By the way, I'm never able to read chat when I'm on my phone going live, but today I am. Today I can see you guys typing. That's awesome. Oh, some more dogs are coming. I gotta hold this beast back. Don't attack, Harley. Don't attack. Ah. Hey, you just screamed into the mic. Oh, goodness. I don't even, I mean, I don't want to. I don't even know how to address the nonstop, like, animosity or hatred towards me on YouTube. I don't get it. I just send, like, a hello or a fist emoji, and everybody wants to attack. Not everybody, actually, very few. They just want to attack me just for, they say nice guys finish last on YouTube. Nice guys don't finish last. Nice guys just get harassed. It's not just me, I've seen it with a lot of good vibes people. And it's this false bravado, this fake machismo, this thing that goes on YouTube. It's really weird. Definitely, it's like I feel like all the Urkels in the world went onto YouTube to pretend to be gangsters. I just saw that comment, and it's like that doesn't fly. That doesn't fly in the real world. Not in LA. Not how I grew up. The last thing you do is hop on a keyboard to flex muscle. That's the last thing you do. But I learned you don't have to, like, just let it go. It's not even worth addressing. As far as it's not worth going face to face or screen to screen, FaceTime to FaceTime. It's not worth it. You don't look good. You don't look good trying to have arguments on YouTube. Yeah, you know what? I realize that YouTube is not the public. We don't really have a freedom of speech on YouTube. We have a freedom of speech per channel owner. And a lot of these channel owners, if they actually studied history, they act like dictators. They act like the people that we claim to hate. They run their little countries so dangerously. If YouTube was a physical thing, these people would be leading their channels into wars. They'd be burying their followers. You just don't gotta flex like that. You don't have to flex with. You don't have to prove testosterone on YouTube. 100%, the women that I have noticed on YouTube are stronger, more intelligent, more mature than, I don't know, fake percentage, 90% of the men. I got no problem saying that. We men, we feel emotion with muscle, while women feel emotion more with heart. So many men get scatterbrained when they're on YouTube. They just don't know how to deal with conflict. They don't listen to voices of reason. They act off impulse. We gotta be better, man. We gotta be better, men and women, humans. I'm not trying to be here preaching. I'm just saying, just if it's just changing channels on a TV, it's more likely I'm going to tune into a woman broadcasting the news before I listen to a man talk. That's just natural. I don't know if women or men or anyone agrees, but I'd rather listen to a female speaking to me. So if I happen to a channel that happens to be a female talking, it has nothing to do with like just that creepy like, hey baby, how you doing? I'm not on YouTube for that. It's just for the peace of my eardrum. I'd rather listen to a woman. And if I was in a woman's channel last week and you were offended by it, I'm sorry. You can read a book that says blue, 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 and interpret it as red. But channel owners think that you're blindly siding with an opposing team just for being seen in a different stadium. And all of that energy is so unhealthy. It's just so bad. I saw you walking on Main Street. You're from Central Avenue. Now I'm going to have to attack you. I saw you sitting at a Dodger game, but I know you're a Padres fan. I'm going to have to attack you. It's like, it's illogical. Spock's favorite word, illogical. That's illogical. Harley, go on camera. They want to see you. Come here. Oh, I don't have a beach towel. Come here. Come here. Oh, you little bunky bunk. Oh. Ba-dum-bum-bum, ba-dum-bum-bum-bum, bum. Oh, I missed that comment. Spike not finding how you sound. Yeah, right. No, I learned a long time ago, kill 'em with kindness. I'm a little bit of a comedian, a little bit. I'm definitely not I mean, we all have our dramatic moments, but I'm not a drama queen. I'm not a drama king. And one of the worst things I've seen on YouTube is making fun of people who are no longer here. As much as there's a couple people that think I'm applauding or jumping for joy at children or family members being doxxed or shown, especially the ones that are not here, absolutely not. 100% not. And I don't want to have that argument or fight online because I feel for that other dude. I feel for that dad. Tomorrow's Father's Day. I miss my mom and dad. I lost my parents at pretty much the same time. Way too young. And almost 20 years later, I think about them almost every hour, if not every day. I can't imagine losing a sibling or a child. I can't imagine that pain. So that's why I don't want to argue with the one guy who keeps throwing hate at me. I feel his pain, so I'm not going to attack him. Any argument, whether you're the stronger one or not, any argument on YouTube is punching down. It's punching below the belt. These fights don't need to happen. Without sounding cliche, we're definitely more alike each other, more like each other than we are different. Yeah, they say, if you study history, you can prevent yourself from repeating or ourselves from repeating some of those same things. And then they also say that history repeats itself, so it's almost like it's a lose-lose situation. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. But all I can do myself as an individual roaming on this planet is prevent myself from behaving in the ways that tyrants have. And I am a peaceful cat. Ironically, I spent most of my career battling people. Ladybug in the house. I don't know if you can hear the music in the distance, but they have these baseball clinics. This is a college across the river right there. There's a college, and they have like this time of year they get like baseball clinics over there, and they're playing. The DJ's playing some fun music over there. Oh, is Brian here? What up, Brian? Now that we found love, what are we gonna do? Oh, he's a good boy. Yes, Harley. Oh, dang, you see that car? Oh, Harley knows I have tacos in the car. Hey, I've been shopping for phones for the last 3 days on the internet, and I get really confused and tired from reading all these descriptions. I don't think I want an iPhone, but does anybody have a Samsung? What's the best Samsungs out there? I don't need to have the 23. I don't need to have the brand new one. I don't mind the last year's model. I'm not trying to keep up with my neighbors. But does anybody have any recommendations for good Android phones? I'm thinking either Pixel or Samsung. Good meaning all I care about is the camera, to be honest. I really don't care about games or anything like that. I just care about the camera and video of it. Awesomeness. Forget about Samsung. I just don't want to get locked into the Apple world. Oh no. See, I've always used my LG phones, but LG Mobile went out of business. LG has been known to have some of the best audio and camera options. The audio, especially, was HDAC, and as a music guy, I cared a lot about the audio. Oh, I feel like a hobo just laying in the park right now. It's park. It's more of a college property. Well, city property, but across from the college. Oh. It's driving me out of my mind. That's why it's hard for me to find. Can't get it out of my head. Missed her, kissed her, loved her. That girl is poison. Poison. Harley, you're looking at me nuts. Come here. It's driving me out of my mind. That's why it's hard for me to find. Can't get it out of my head. Missed her, kissed her, loved her. That girl is poison. If I were you, I'd take precaution. Before I step to meet a fly girl, you know, 'cause in some ocean, you'll think she's the best thing in the world. She's so fly, she'll drive you right out of your mind. Steal your heart when you're blind. Beware, she's scheming. She'll make you think you're dreaming. You'll fall in love and you'll be screaming. Poison, deadly, moving it slow. Looking for a mellow fella like the Vogue, getting paid late, so better lay low. Scheming on horse money, getting the whole show. The low pro hoe should be cut like an afro. So what you saying? I see a winning you, but I know she's a loser. How do you know? Me and the crew used to do her. You like Bob of the Vogue, don't you, Harley Bear? Don't you? You like the Bob of the Vogue, huh? Good boy. Hope everybody's having a good day. I know not everyone's getting the sun. That's why I want to go live and show a little bit of the nice weather today. It's been super gray for the last 3 days. Un momento, por favor. Do you guys want to see his mural? Put a 1 in the chat if you want to see the mural. The best thing about okay guys, this is a history lesson. Sorry, I'm smoking a cigarette. For anyone who sees, I am smoking a cigarette. I apologize for promoting the horrible habit of cigarette smoking. Oh, don't worry about it. I'll show graffiti on another day. This is not technically graffiti. But what was I gonna say? Oh, you know what? Since I did, I believe I have friends on YouTube, and I see a lot of them in my chat right now, which is, I know I only have 8 people. I know it's nothing to brag about. This is North Hollywood. Um, but I don't like grandstanding. I don't like getting on my soapbox. So next time I go live, I really do want to have a panel. I mean, there are definitely a lot of things I could soapbox about, but I just don't want to bore eardrums. But the weird thing is, way back when I was new to this side of YouTube, like in November, October, I had a dream about YouTube because of all the trolling that was happening to my page. And I remember telling a few people, like Deanna maybe, that things are real when you start having dreams about them. Like YouTube became sort of real to me. But the crazy thing is, I had a dream last night about YouTube as well. But it wasn't like a bad dream. It was actually a really cool dream about a lot of the people that are here right now in my chat. And also Jeremy, which I know, I don't know, I don't even want to mention that channel, but Jeremy's been my bro since I started this side of YouTube. Like, we've had amazing conversations, and nobody can take that away. Nobody can steer me away from saying hello to that dude. I know things are a little different these days on YouTube, but he was in my dream too. And Don't Worry was in there. State the Obvious was in there. Deanna, Lotus, and Dagmar were all in there. Megan. It was like, it wasn't a party, but it was like I don't know what it was. It was one of those dreams. Like, it was, I can't really put it all together, but it was just everyone. Yeah, you were. It was like, I don't know how to explain it. It's very abstract, but it's like looking at a chat stream, but those becoming three-dimensional characters. And I know like internally, I know in my heart why Don't Worry and State the Obvious were in there. It's just because it's been very important for me. No, I didn't. Yeah, what did I look like? I don't know. Like, even with the ladies, I couldn't tell you what they look like. Maybe they're all blonde in my mind, in my brain. I don't know. It was more like you see something and you get a sense of the feeling, the vibe. Sorry if this is sounding hippie hopper, but there's something very important, a piece of my puzzle that a lot of people might not be getting. A month ago, I had a very scary situation that put me in a hospital. And I was coding in the ER. And I don't want to get all sappy right now, but it was a rude awakening. Because for those that know me, I'm very healthy. I don't like to take medication, even aspirin. I never missed a day when I went to school. I never missed one day. I had perfect attendance until I graduated high school. The school district thought I was lying. And I've had family members they've all had their moments in hospitals and illnesses, and I'm a chicken when it comes to going to a hospital. And on my birthday, of all days, as a reminder, you're not getting any younger. On my birthday, my brain bled. Dodging that. And it's okay. I know I'm going to recuperate. I'm on the process. So I guess the reason why that dream, in my dream, one of the things was somebody in my dream, somebody from YouTube was a miracle worker. They're like, it was like an older gentleman, like maybe 50, balding, and he said, "Spike, come with me." and he was a surgeon. And I don't know how that ends up. I didn't remember in the rest of the dream. But it was definitely my subconscious being worried about my health. And I think that's why those people in my dream popped up. Because I do spend a lot of my time, as we all do, on YouTube. And when they say don't make it real life, social media is real life. It's sad to say. But since 2006, social media has taken over so many of our hours, whether it's Facebook or MySpace or Instagram or YouTube. It is real life. So when I want to find my happy place, my serenity moments outside of being with Harley, I'll turn on the YouTube. So those people in my dream last night, I know is, again, not to get all cosmic with you guys, but I know that it was something telling me these are the people, these are the good people to be around. These are the people that don't believe the hype. These are the people that sort of pat me on the back when I walk into a stream. Chad, is that too abstract? Am I being too cosmic for you guys? Should I burn up some Nag Champa incense? I mean, and I know this isn't me because most of you don't know I've spent countless hours off of YouTube talking to my friends from YouTube. Countless hours, whether it's a phone or, like whatever device to listen and speak to each other. I spent tons. I can't. I've spent more hours talking to my friends off of YouTube than being on YouTube, and that's a lot of hours. And I've heard people cry, I've heard them complain, I've heard them talk about fear, I've heard them talk about their own health. So I'm just a representation of all of those that I know and I care about. But yeah, that's Charlie Chaplin. I can't zoom. But I know how much it affects people in real life. So when people want to talk about pulling up or don't make it real life, it already is, guys. It's kind of naive to speak like it's not real. It is real. So I have my dog, I have my family, thank goodness. I have some friends out there that really pay attention and care about what's going on in my life post-hospital. But I care about my friends on YouTube, and I care that they care. This whole area, by the way, during the pandemic was flooded with homeless tents. This little area I'm walking in right now. When I'm talking alone, I feel like I definitely feel soapboxy, but I feel like I don't know. I'm very much a believer in learning after childhood. This was going on in Mr. P's stream. Somebody was talking about teaching. I used to substitute teach a couple of years for special education. I spent 17 years working with special needs kids, but I wasn't in the classroom as much. But I spent a few years in the classroom. There's nothing harder than teaching, and perhaps nothing harder than substitute teaching. But yes, that's a Bic. I'm sorry. Not a Vic, a Bic. Oh, so in Mr. P stream earlier, they were talking about teaching and learning and things like that. And a good point was made. You know, when you're a child, you open, you're bright-eyed and listening and believing what your teachers are saying. You want to learn. But at some point in adulthood, we forget that part, and we're almost offended when people want to teach us something. That's crime. So many people just refuse to learn something. Once they start growing their 5 o'clock shadows, or you know, I'm sure whatever the women are doing, but you know what I'm saying. It's like we become too proud to learn new things. And I'm a pretty smart guy, but you know what? I admit I know half as much as I want to know. I don't know nearly as much as I think I know. And anytime anybody can teach me something, whether it's factual, historical, or health wise, whether it's inspirational, mental health wise, or if it's clinical health. Some of you guys out of the blue in my chat reached out to me many months ago, just kind of vibing me a little bit when my channel was when I was getting bashed before my channel went down. And a couple of you guys asked to email me and reach out. And I'd never experienced that on YouTube, on most social media. And some people would have said, don't share your email with people. I got nothing to hide. And I'm so glad I did share my email with some of those people. Hey, little birdie. Ah. Because when people give you unsolicited virtual hugs, there's almost nothing more special on these YouTube streets or the social media universe, the YouTubian universe. I never asked. I mean, I don't think I did. I never asked to be considered. King Corso in the house. And the interesting thing, and a few people have told me to step up and talk about it and run my panels or whatnot. I just don't want to run panels because I don't want to be Morton Downey Jr. Like, I don't want to be a referee of battles. And I should be streaming more, you're right, but a lot of people say, you know, speak up. I had my channel attacked with 998,000 watch hours when my channel came down. I promise you, I'm not gloating. None of these channel owners have even had close, nor will they ever have close to 1 million watch hours. And I worked very hard on my YouTube universe before I met this side of YouTube. And Deanna can attest, because Deanna was one of the first people to snoop through my page. I took everything down as soon as people started attacking. I mean, I had nephews and nieces in some of my videos. I had definitely doxable information, my exact location. Not just Harley, but myself. I had to take that all down January 2nd. Literally right before the Cerrone chapter of this universe. So a lot of people don't really know what happened to me or my channel. I wasn't monetized. I was never doing this for money. I make my own money with my music or whatever, my writing. But I was being qualified for monetization. I was about to get a pretty fat check from what I hear. And I also came from YouTube because my Instagram blew up. I was getting 10,000 notifications a day on Instagram, and I freaked out. I spent decades wanting to become successful or well known through music, but as soon as social media, as soon as my Instagram blew up, it wasn't just likes, they were comments. I was getting thousands of comments per day, thousands of strangers that were sending me prayers because my videos were good vibes. My video, the one video, which some of you can probably go check, that went super viral was a video talking about pediatric AIDS awareness, was talking about pediatric cancer. I mean, I don't know if it's still on my bio, but that's what my life is about. Healing people, children. And I didn't leave Instagram because it was hard or ugly like YouTube is. I left because it was overbearing and too emotional. I had people sending me blessings talking about their children, their children who are going through illnesses. And I understand now why like the big content creators have assistants. I couldn't take it. I'm man enough to say I was crying every day, hearing the stories of complete everywhere, Colombia, Central America, United States. I had 3 videos that went viral. One of them was music. The other 2 were talking about just good vibes, healing and stuff. And I was getting not a joke. I would turn off my Instagram, an hour later, I'd check it again. I have 1,000 more notifications. And I ran over to YouTube. And what did I find? A different chaos. But I'm not on YouTube or any of these social medias to try and get any type of clout, which I was blamed for. Stealing subs. I've had 30 subs on YouTube all year. I don't promote, nor am I usually allowed to promote. I don't ask people to check my page or sub my page. I think I've had a total, again, some of you guys know this because you were counting it for me. I think I've had 30 subs all year. Some of you guys are getting 30 subs a day or buying 30 subs a day, whatever it is. I don't flex on YouTube. It's silly. The truer ones are the ones who actually accidentally discover you anyway. I don't want to run outside with my banner saying, "Hey, sub and like." It's not real. It's just not how we really behave in real life. I don't walk to those strangers and say, "Hey, like me. Please tap me on the shoulder. Tell me I'm a good person." So the ironic part, I mean, there's a lot of us that earn animosity on YouTube. I don't think I'm one of them, but there are definitely a lot of us that do. My fault on YouTube, my crime is being nice. I don't know, virtually hugging people. People hate me for that. I mean, I don't know, hate is a strong word, but people act like they hate me for that. And the only thing I'm trying to do, I'm trying to create a safe space for others. I'm trying to create the safe space for those same friends of mine, many of them females, who would talk to me over these last few months, who would tell me how terrified they are just to go into a different chat. Tell me how terrified they are because certain people threaten to dox them. Because certain people have made threats to visit them in real life. So when you see me in a chat, a lot of the time it's to say hello to the other chatters. A lot of the time it's just to let others know, hey, I'm here. In case you're hiding in the bushes and you wanted to say hello, Spike is here. I'm not a superhero. I'm just saying, I like to make sure, I mean, in real life, that's who I am. I'm so sorry, guys. Next time when I go here, I will narrate these murals for you. I hope you've been watching these murals. They're beautiful. Back in the days, in my 20s, you know, when we'd be at a club or a party or a rave or something, my friends, male and female, would always sort of tap me on the shoulder, being funny, but they say, Spike is the safe zone. So they'd know, like, when you're off in your club doing your thing, you're everywhere, everyone's everywhere. They know if shit's going down, just go find Spike, he'll make it okay. Whether it was a physical thing or because they were inebriated. I've always been the safe zone. I don't know how to not be a safe zone. With my sisters, it's the same thing. So when I saw all this chaos going on in YouTube, I realized, you know what? Let me be a safe zone. Let me be some good energy so that I know that there's tons of people always hiding in bushes. Let me make sure to say hello. I don't hide in bushes. For me, I don't think that's a smart thing to hide in bushes. I mean, obviously, sometimes I'll turn on a channel and I won't speak immediately, but I always want to throw up an emoji or say hello just to let others know that I'm here. Not to tell on myself, not to create conflict, but just to let Susie Q know Spike's here. It's okay if you want to say hello to your friends. Because that's what I do. I say hello to my friend. I say hello to my friendly acquaintances. And I have probably a friendly acquaintance in probably every stream I go to. I don't want to hide that. I mean, I've been into some crazy channels where I'll see, oh, there's my buddy. Friend, buddy, or just someone who I like experiencing a good conversation with. And a lot of the time, guys, my volume's down on volume 2 because I can't listen to the barking. I have a dog. I don't need to go turn on YouTube to hear people bark. Sometimes I'm really just sort of reading the chat, not paying attention to a lot of things on panel. Not always, of course. I want to say, though, I do that. I go into those chats and I'll say hello on it doesn't matter what channel. It could be Wolverine for all I know. It's not just the channel you guys think I'm talking about. I mean, there are some crazy cuckoo channels out there. Like good example, before I even knew Brooklyn Audit through these social networks of it all, like I just seen his page months ago before he came up on any panels. So I go there and I'd see Grumpy Drunk. You know how happy I'd be to see Grumpy, or not just Grumpy Drunk, but a Crazy Clown. I'd see Crazy Clown, that's who it was. You know how much that would make me happy just to see Crazy Clown because I knew him from another channel? Like, these people bring me smiles, which is something that I know happens to a lot of you. And I can't ignore that. I can't ignore the fact that these people have brought me good vibes on certain days of my life. Days of our lives. And again, not with the medical thing, but man, I was sitting in the hospital and I was watching YouTube, not watching the free movies. Nobody realized I was in the hospital. I know that they were concerned about somebody else who was in the hospital, but supposedly, well, a few of you did. But there's no way to appreciate somebody enough for motivating me or inspiring me to get out of my bed and walk. Sorry, I don't know. I hope that none of you guys have never had an emergency incident where you're contemplating your existence. I hope that never happens to any of you. I know it has happened to a handful of you, and you know that I know and that I care. I never thought it would be me. But if you've ever been through that type of experience, then I promise you're not going to hop out of the hospital and start going on YouTube and wishing ill will on people. Like I've been accused of, laughing at the illnesses of some of my best friends. That didn't happen to me. I'm not going to admit it. I don't even admit it to my own friends who text me and stuff. But I'm not where I want to be a month later. I was hoping I'd be much better than where I'm at. And I'm not there yet. And I'm fucking scared. So I'm definitely not laughing at other people's tragedies. I mean, I don't want to worry anyone. I'm definitely 3 times as far as any doctors was thinking at first. Within 3 days of my hospital stay, I was there for 5. They were already telling me I'm 200% what happened with most people in the situation I was in. And I know that everyone on the medical side are very impressed for where I'm at, but I know where I want to be and I'm not there. I mean, I'm leaner, I'm stronger, everything else, all my vitals are great. But I know that there's something still not working correctly with me. So I promise you, don't believe any of those channel owners who think that I'm going around laughing at the demise of people or their family members. It's not who I am. It's never been who I am. It's different. I've been shot at. I've had physical injuries. But when something internal happens, there's no compromise. There's no gamble. My aunt was a nurse for 49 years. She talks to me every other day. And I mean, I don't talk my personal business a lot, whether it's on YouTube or in a chat or even on text or phone calls. The ironic part, I've been in a doctor's office, a pharmacy, or a hospital every other day for a month. Even while I'm watching YouTube, being yelled at and told I'm a bitch motherfucker because I put up one of these emojis. So I'm a bitch motherfucker. I heard those words probably 30 times while I was sitting in the waiting room for my doctor, thinking that I'm laughing at someone who's passed away. How ironic. I'm not going to type that in the chat like, hey, as much as I wanted to go up on the panel and show them, look, I'm in a doctor's office. Do you think I'm laughing at those things you're accusing me of? I didn't do that. Well, one, because I'm blocked, but I don't need to justify that shit. My track record, my history, my resume, what I've done on this planet speaks for itself. Spike's babbling. Trying not to get people on camera. There are like 3 hotties that walked by me and they saw me talking to my camera. I think they thought I was talking to myself. That's weird. They don't know I'm a content creator for YouTube. So what this mural is, and I really, guys, next time I come here often. I'm about 2 miles away. I'll go down the whole thing. It's like a mile and a half. Oh, I'm getting a call from New Orleans, Louisiana. Um, what this is, though, is the history of basically the takeover of Los Angeles from the indigenous people to the settlers. From what I can tell, Mr. Mental Patient is being funny over there. Is he being funny? I don't really. I don't think I need to have any referees do anything in the chat. I did escape, by the way. By the way, if Ham, there's no way Ham Banana will see this, but Ham Banana, free Spike. Pass it on. I really have a lot of respect for the comedic trolls out there. It's the ones that are saying evil things, or those people gotta go. But as I wrote in last night's stream, the fun trolls make the world go round, make the YouTube world go round. The YouTubian universe go round. I need to start drinking more tea. I already drink a lot of black tea, unsweetened. I need to get into the oolongs and the matchas. That's funny, Dagmar. Yes, green tea. Well, that's funny. You know, I used to be part of a team that would help diagnose those who have mental instabilities. So I guess I would need somebody to diagnose me. You're just the one to do it, Mr. Mental. This is actually very quiet for this part of LA. Almost spooky today. A lot of the streets were barren. Ginger chamomile. Chamomile is a great tea for nighttime. I've never had it with ginger. That can't be. It's got to be good. Cinnamon also. I want to eat more cinnamon in my life. I said that to my sister this morning. She's like, cinnamon, you don't need sugar cinnamon. I'm like, sugar cinnamon, that's you. My sister's fancy. She buys like the cinnamon that already has sugar in it for toast. I buy the McCormick. I just buy a fresh cinnamon. What are you talking about? The reason for cinnamon is it's and this is good for anyone, whether you have blood sugar issues or not. But and I was talking to my friend who's a Chinese herbologist. And he was saying, well, in other countries they use cinnamon in place of insulin for countries that can't afford the insulin. So just as a good measure for anyone out there. I mean, there's a lot of properties in cinnamon that are healthy anyways, but one of the good things is helping balancing the glucose in your blood, or the sugars in your blood. So I need to buy some more cinnamon. Just use it as often as possible. It's driving me out of my mind. That's why it's hard for me to find. Can't get it out of my head. Can you hear that music across the way? It's so loud. Come back home. Where's home? Well, I guess he'd rather be in Colorado. I'm from LA, but Colorado is my favorite place on the planet. I know I need more Harley, less Spike. If I were you, I'd take precaution. Before I step to me a fly girl, you know, cruising some. I think Harley got bored of me live streaming. He demanded he go back in the truck. The Rockies are amazing. Hiking the Rockies is something we all must do. You know what's funny? I'm just remembering a few years ago, one of the first times I'd ever live streamed on Instagram. I was live streaming on a hike in the Rockies, and it was one of those days. It was sort of a little foggy out, and I got lost during my hike. And I had the Sony phone back then, the XP, which was an amazing phone. It ended up being a little bit too much stuff on it for me, but I was getting a good signal up in these mountains, and I got lost during my hike. And it was the people in the live stream that actually helped me figure out how to get back to my car. That was, I think, I'm going to say probably within the first 5 times of ever doing a live stream. The Rockies, Mount St. Mary's or St. Mary's Glacier. There's a glacier in the middle of the Rockies. My cousin took some cool photos of me barefoot skating down this mountain on a glacier. Almost ice boarding kind of thing. As much as I love to hike the Rockies, driving through the Rockies is kind of freaky. Driving on any mountain, even in the Hollywood Hills, I ruined my 1964 and a half Mustang's transmission by trying to do a 3-point turn on the hill. What a dummy. I'm a Mustang fan if you didn't know. I've owned 3 of them. 3 of those 60s versions. My cigarette keeps going out. That's like God telling me a sign or something. Give me a sign. Oh, that's in isn't that Grand Junction, that hotel? I've always wanted to go by it at least. You know, I bring up the medical stuff because I'm relating. I know a handful of you saw Kiwi and I had an amazing conversation on one of my live streams back in February, maybe. And Kiwi moved me probably as much as anybody's ever moved my heart on social media. Not just for talking and chatting, but for my art, for my music. And he and I have talked about doing things behind the scenes or in front of the scenes, but from New Zealand to California. But and I'm nowhere near the situation that Kiwi's in, or even Angel. And I have to count those blessings. But he talked about it, which empowers me to talk about it, because the only thing that can happen from talking about it is people will either learn, educate themselves or be inspired to be healthier people. That's why I talk about it. So if the jokes are coming in the chat, I've earned it. I deserve it. It's okay. I'm not worried. Oh, my brother in the chat. I see your emojis. I see you, buddy. You guys don't even know. I mean, I think Kiwi knows, but I mean, because I had one of my late night live streams where I babbled about it for quite a while, but that's real life to me. I've talked to my family about Kiwi, and I spent decades making music and being somewhat successful as a ghostwriter. If you guys know what that is, I've written some songs that you might have heard. I mean, raps. I'm not a musician. I've written some verses, and he made one of my dreams come true. I'll tell you what it was. I mean, I'll tell you even the kind of long version. I was in a band that was about to take over Los Angeles, if not the world, back in the 90s. A hip-hop band. We were being compared to anyone you can imagine. I was in Ruthless Records the day that Bone Thugs and Harmony got signed. I've been, part of it obviously is geography. I'm from a town where these things happen. But I've been in the studios. My album was recorded with Dre's engineers from Chronic album. I was in the studio the day after Dr. Dre recorded Chronic 2000, Chronic 2000, that album. I was in there literally the day they're packing up. I've been so close to crossing that barrier. But the music industry sucks, and I was shelved and I was put in the back. I was told to write because people like me don't rock mics the way that I was rocking mics. I was literally told in the office of the head of A&R that I should probably be writing for these people and not performing. Which anyone who's ever seen me perform knows that that's ridiculous, because I destroy microphones. And I went back to mama. I think at the time I was 22, and mom, my parents are in the entertainment world, and they said, "What are you going to do now?" And I said, "I have a plan to live hip hop. I will be hip hop. That doesn't mean that I have to perform or be a rapper or flex on people. It means I'm going to live the culture of hip hop, and I'm going to make music." Because my parents didn't. My mom was more into hip hop than my dad. My dad knew real music. He was not into rap music. I mean, he was fans of people who can get a hit, like MC Hammer, you know. And my goal as a young kid, as a youngster, was to make hip hop music that my grandparents could listen to. One of my main goals in life was to make rap music that could bridge the gap of generations. And that's a very abstract, ambiguous kind of idea or thought. And there's no way that I'd ever be proven that, except for obviously person by person just saying, "Hey, I love your music," you know. But I got to literally experience that when Kiwi told me that he was listening to my music with his grandson. My battery's dying, guys. I'm going to end this. But I got to experience a dream fulfilled because of Kiwi. Sorry to put a lot of emotional weight on you, bro, but that's something I've been trying to do for decades. And the thing is, you'll never know when you do it. But I was blessed to have somebody from across the planet tell me exactly those words, the words that I needed and wanted to hear as an artist, as a creator. Nothing to do with YouTube. And I know that when that moment happened, I know that the stars were looking at me, being my parents. They were looking at me. I got lots of these kinds of stories, guys. I don't want to ramble too much. My battery life won't let me do it anyway, but I'm very humbled by the people I've experienced on this platform. And unlike my Instagram or my MySpace days or Facebook days or AOL days, even, YouTube gives me a chance to be able to interact with these people. And I love y'all for that. Guys, my phone is dead and my screen is completely black. I don't even know if I'm still streaming. But I'm going to head out of here. One love, peace. Thank you for the dozen or so of you that have been hanging out. I appreciate you. I'll see you soon. See you in a little while. That's hilarious.